Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, a couple months before I resigned from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, I remember speaking at an early retirement function for then Deputy Superintendent of Police, Mr. Marshall Panton. I want to say big up to Miss Smith for believing in me as a constable. I was the only constable invited to speak at that function, and when I mean there were a lot of big necks. We had ACPs, we had deputy superintendents, we had superintendents, and so it was a really an honor for me to be invited to speak there. Right now, I worked with Mr. Panton before, and Mr. Panton is someone who I can say was indeed a true leader, and that is what today's poem is going to be about. It's going to be about leaders, because the reality is not all persons in leadership position, are actually leaders. A lot of them are managers, and managers are only concerned about the resources and stuff like that. But leaders are not only concerned about the resources, but they're also concerned about people. And a lot of us, we find ourselves in organizations or working with people who really don't care about us. And so the poem that I'll be doing today, from my book, is actually titled "The Selfish Boss." And I remember writing this poem because I would have experienced a lot of things. I would have seen a lot of things. And it dawned on me that the reality is sometimes a lot of us will give a lot to organizations. But then when it comes on, to the organization giving back to us, they don't. And let me tell you guys something. You see, tomorrow, it doesn't matter how some of these guys make it seem as if, they can't do without you. You see, tomorrow, if you buck your toe and your toe swell, and God forbid you hear something, that you really don't want to hear from a doctor, and it's so happened that you're no longer around, let me tell you something. The moment you go under the ground, in fact, some people replace you before you're buried. So don't fool yourselves and believe that some of these people really care. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are really there to just work you out and to stress you out. So the point that I'll be doing today from my book is called The Selfish Boss. He steps into her office without even a knock. "Good morning, ma'am." A snobbish "good morning, sir," and the conversation stops. Not a "how are you, how is he?" Was the surgery successful? Yet he knew her only son was hit by a car on the way from school. "But where is this? Where is that? Why is the report not on my desk? You've been away for 3 weeks now. It's like you have no interest." And while he stood there talking, her anger boiled within, for he showed no compassion, not even a little bit. Moreover, it was 3 weeks ago that he asked her to stay, to assist him with some reports that were due the next day. And unfortunately for her, that decision to stay was the reason she was late to pick up her son that day. Now her loyalty to her job almost cost her a child who's at home with spinal injuries and 2 broken thighs. And somehow she thought that her boss would understand that her 3 weeks leave was to attend to her son. But he never once called. He didn't even send a text, only to greet her this morning with unnecessary stress. And as he continued to talk, she was tempted to grab the mug on her desk and throw it at his head. But she didn't. Instead, she took up her bag and said, "Thank you, sir, for nothing. I hope you rot." You can finish it. That is The Selfish Boss. And I'm just reminding you guys that not everybody cares for you the way that you care for them. So a lot of us give a lot to our organizations, but the moment you're supposed to get, that's where the issue starts. So anyhow, that was the point for today. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.